everyone, Kaylee here with another Sunday Fun Day, and today's Sunday Fun Day is a little bit random, but if you've watched a couple of my videos, you might know that I am dairy and gluten-free. I'm not actually allergic to them, I'm more intolerant to them. Allergic is when you kind of have a really significant negative reaction like rashes or your throat swells up or anything like that. I don't have those reactions when I have gluten or dairy. I just get very, very sick for a couple days. So I tend to stay away from it. I had to learn to just go ahead and go dairy-free. When I cook at home, everything is dairy-free. And when I first went dairy-free, it was kind of tough just figuring out like what to do. And I know that a lot of people are starting to go dairy-free now, whether it's from actual health concerns or from just riding the bandwagon of just kind of a lot of people are going dairy-free now. So I thought I would go ahead and tell you guys about some of the things that I use to substitute dairy when I'm cooking at home, and then a couple of the pre-made junk food items that are dairy-free that I enjoy. And if you guys know of any good dairy-free things that you love that I don't mention in this video, I probably don't know about them, and you should tell me in the comments. And I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into it. So milk substitutes. There are 1,000,005 out there. My favorite one is coconut milk. I really enjoy coconut milk. For whatever reason, it's my favorite. I just kind of like the taste the best. I usually get the unsweetened kind. This one is the unsweetened vanilla because I was curious. But anyway, that's what I use. I don't use this for cooking. I usually just use this for mostly making smoothies because I make a green smoothie every morning and I use coconut milk to do it. And then my husband really loves almond milk, and he'll go through like a big package of almond milk a week, so he gets his own separate container. And usually I cook with almond milk. So if I'm going to be baking or anything like that where I need milk in it, I will use almond milk because I think that taste is a little bit more neutral and it goes a little bit better. So if you're going to be like baking dairy free, I recommend using almond milk. That's what's worked for me at least. And then for creamer, now if you like to make coffee or tea, I like to make tea lattes, like love to make tea lattes. And what I found is the So Delicious French Vanilla Coconut Creamer is amazing. It's really sweet and vanilla tasting, so that is really great for what I like to do because I basically make chai lattes all the time and I love them. And then they also have a hazelnut flavor and an original flavor, so if you prefer something that is hazelnut or not as sweet as this, you could go with that. Around Thanksgiving and Christmas, they do limited edition flavors, and they had a pumpkin spice one this year that was to die for. I literally went through one a week for the entire time that it was out and in my grocery store. And when it was gone, I was a little bit devastated. Like, it just kind of hurt my heart a little. And then if you need something for cooking like a heavy cream, maybe you're making like a heavy sauce or a soup that needs more of a cream texture to it, what I use for that is culinary coconut milk. Now you can buy this from So Delicious if you want in this kind of thing, or you can do it in like a normal can, and it's a lot cheaper just to buy them in the can. So normally that's what I have in my pantry, but I wanted, this is new from them, so I decided to try it out. I can't tell a difference in this and the stuff in the can though, so just buy the stuff in the can because it's like half the price. But anyway, you can do light or you can do full on or full fat, whatever, and that one is much heavier, whereas this one is a little bit closer to half and half. So I usually use light in my soups or my sauces just because, I mean, it's less fat, but I also like the texture better because I don't like really heavy, creamy textures ever. So this is a little bit more of what I like to do. So that's what I usually use as the base for like a creamy soup or a creamy sauce. You just have to flavor it a little bit more so that it gets that more kind of milky, cheesy, or whatever flavor you're going for, because it's fairly neutral on its own. Then if you are making an Alfredo sauce with something like coconut milk, you can use Nutritional food yeast. You will see this all over food blogs, especially dairy-free food blogs. This is not the same as like normal active yeast that you use to raise bread. It has like a cheesy, nutty taste to it, so when you mix it with something like this, or with, if you want a thinner consistency, you could also mix it with just like normal almond milk or coconut milk or whatever, and it will give you that kind of cheesy flavor. So you can use this for like mac and cheese, you can use it for Alfredo sauces, that kind of thing. I've used it for Alfredo sauce before, and my husband actually really liked it, and he's pretty picky. Like, he's gotten less picky because everything I cook is gluten-free and dairy-free, but it is good, and it's definitely, if you can't have cheese, it's a really good substitute. It is different, it takes some getting used to, but I think it's close enough that I still enjoy it, and as long as you have a good recipe, it really does a good job. I substitute butter with Earth Balance products just in general. I like the Earth Balance soy-free. For some reason, I also get sick when I have soy protein, not soy sauce, but soy protein. For whatever reason, that makes me a little funny. I don't understand my body sometimes. I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna try not to feed you anything that makes you upset, okay? Okay. But this stuff has been really good. It tastes like, you know, butter to me. I can't tell the difference. My husband can't tell the difference. When you cook with it, if you're trying to make like a butter sauce with it, it is weird. Like the texture is weird. It's closer to an oil than it is to a butter once you melt it down. But it's still tasty and it still works. So if you're doing like a butter sauce over vegetables or pasta, it works. I mean, obviously you have to flavor it. You'd have to flavor normal butter too. But it works. It's just slightly different in viscosity, so you would just kind of notice that a little bit. I've not tried it with anything that really relies on butter really acting like butter, but when you're making like cookies or biscuits or something, it does just fine. Then my yogurt substitute is so delicious as well. It's made with coconut milk, but I think there's I think it's Almond Dream is the other brand that makes a dairy-free yogurt. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'll put it in the description box if I'm right. But this is one that I get. I like it because it comes in a bigger tub. I mostly just use this for putting in my smoothies, but I'll also, if I want like a sweet fruity dessert sometimes, I will, you know, chop up some fruit and mix this with it, and that's like a dessert for me. Maybe sprinkle a little granola on it. And I think that's really yummy. So I usually just buy a big tub so that I can just kind of spoon out however much I want. But they do sell smaller containers that are just kind of individual sizes and lots of different flavors. They also have a Greek version, which I think has some added fiber and protein. So if that's something that you're more into, they have that as well. And I've seen those all at Whole Foods, but there's also occasionally I've seen them in different grocery stores around my area. So you just kind of have to look around and see if you can find it. Now for cheese. I don't have anything that I love when it comes to cheese. I wish that I did, but the best thing that I found so far is the Daiya cheese. This is dairy, lactose, and casein free. It's also gluten and soy free, so I can have it. I think it's also completely vegan. And they have the mozzarella, cheddar, and I believe they also have, they have one more flavor of the shredded cheeses, and I cannot remember which kind they are. But I like these because they stretch and spread just like normal cheese. They take a little bit longer to warm up than normal cheese does. But it is good when you just need a cheese fix, because I had that happen to me sometimes where I'm like, I need nachos or I need pizza. And it doesn't happen often, but whenever it does, I have these on hand, or I have these on hand in case it happens. And then this is what I use if I'm having a sandwich and I really need cheese, which I really don't eat sandwiches that often, and I really don't want cheese on them that often, but I have it on hand just in case. And I also, if I have a grilled cheese craving, which doesn't happen often either, but when it does, these really work because this is basically their little slices, so you can pull them out, put them on some bread, melt it, and you've got grilled cheese, or you've got a sandwich with cheese on it. And that kind of, it helps, especially if you're really having a craving. It's not something that's part of like my everyday routine, but when I have cravings, I go towards these things because they really help me when I'm really just missing cheese. The stuff that I used to cook with. Let's talk about some pre-made dairy-free items. First of all, protein powder. I have had the hardest time finding something that is gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free when it comes to protein powder. But I finally found this one and I really like it. It's the Plant Fusion protein powder. I believe you can get the small sizes of this at Whole Foods, but it's much less expensive on Amazon. And this is the chocolate flavor. I have chocolate and vanilla on hand almost at all times. And then for something much less healthy, I have the mini chocolate chips. These are by Enjoy Life. I get these at Whole Foods. They are dairy, nut, soy, and gluten-free, so basically everybody can have them. I love them. This is where my chocolate fix comes from, and every girl needs a chocolate fix. Usually I will kind of make some oatmeal and put some honey and cinnamon in it, and then sprinkle a little bit of these on top, and that's a delicious little dessert for me because it's basically like a warm chocolate chip cookie almost, but it's very quick and easy to make. And then I will also, another favorite dessert of mine is to cut up apples and put peanut butter on them and then sprinkle a couple chocolate chips on them. I think that's delicious and it totally makes my life, and it fixes my chocolate fix. So yeah, this is what, I keep these on hand almost all the time. No, all the time. I always have these on hand because they're really good and I really, really enjoy them. So if you're dairy free and you need a chocolate fix, I present to you these. I think you will really enjoy them. Then when you're dairy free, trying to find a popcorn that is buttery flavored or cheese flavored is very difficult to do, so I go for the Earth Balance kind that's already popped in this bag. This is the aged white cheddar kind. They also have a butter flavored. I only buy these, basically I buy them so that I can put like half of this bag into a Ziploc bag and sneak it into a movie theater so I can have popcorn while I'm watching a movie. And Captain America comes out soon, so I have this on hand for Captain America. I'm very excited for that. I also just discovered these today when I went shopping at Whole Foods, and I might eat the whole bag today. It is so good. These are PB Pops. They are I don't know how to describe you. They are popcorn cuddled in peanut butter and a bustle of oats is how it describes it on here. It basically tastes like kettle corn wrapped in a peanut butter cookie that's crispy. Does that accurately describe the amazingness that this is? Because it's so good. It's basically like a very sweet, crunchy peanut butter cookie, but they're like little tiny bites. Holy cow, they're good. So if you are, I don't care if you're dairy-free, gluten-free, whatever, you need to try these. They're really, really, really yummy. And the last thing we have to talk about is ice cream, because who does not miss ice cream when you're dairy-free? I mean, I was not even a big ice cream eater before I was dairy-free, and as soon as I found out I couldn't really have dairy without getting sick, I was like, no! And that was no fun. So first of all, you can always have sorbet if you're dairy-free. Usually that's just made with sugar, fruit, and water, and various other additives, but that's usually like the main ingredients. So if you like fruity kind of ice cream flavors, that's definitely a good thing to look at. I love sorbets. I love fruity, sweet tastes. But if you need ice cream, I really recommend either So Delicious or Almond Dream ice cream. The one that I keep going back to is the So Delicious one because I like the taste of coconut better than almond. I don't know, it's just me. But I really, really love So Delicious. I got a new flavor this time. This is the Mocha Almond Fudge, because I was really curious. Usually I get the Turtle Trail or the, the cookie dough, and it's gluten-free and dairy-free cookie dough ice cream, which is amazing. When I found it, I did a happy dance in the grocery store. I was really excited. And then there are also a lot of dairy-free ice cream-ish novelties. One of my favorites, and I accidentally got the Rice Dream version of this, but they're these little kind of ice cream bites, and you can get vanilla or chocolate, and they're coated in chocolate. And it's very delicious, although I recommend the almond one and not the rice one, because this one, I meant to get the almond one today and I accidentally got the rice one, and this has a weird aftertaste, like, do not like. I did notice when I got this today that it says that it is manufactured on machinery that also processes milk. So you could end up with trace amounts of milk in this, so if you are heavily allergic to milk, you want to stay away. If you're just intolerant like me and you can have a little bit, you'll be okay having these. But So Delicious and Almond Dream both have really good alternatives as far as like ice cream novelties go. They have a couple different things, like where you can get like an ice cream bar that's on a stick and coated in chocolate in various different forms, and even like little ice cream sandwiches that they're not gluten-free, so I've never had them, but they exist. If you're only dairy-free, you could try those out. And I would just recommend looking on both of their websites. They will be linked in the description box so you can check them out, because they have a lot of different kind of ice cream novelties if you're really craving something like that. So I hope this has been informative for whatever your situation is, whether you're allergic to dairy or you're thinking about going dairy free or you're just curious. Like, I hope this has really been informative and helpful. Again, really feel free to leave me comments if you know of stuff that I didn't mention, because I'm still figuring this out a little bit as far as being dairy free goes, and I think it's very, very difficult, but I have come a long way, and hopefully this helps you guys know a little bit more of what's out there for those of you guys who are dairy free. I love you guys very much, and I will see you guys later this week with another video. Mwah! Bye!